Hi guys, welcome back to Simcaptain. It is Saturday, June 15th, and it is the play ball event for the NCAA baseball. I'm not a college ball guy, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but we are going to just return to Kansas City, where still no air traffic control has logged in, but I just wanted to make this short little hop. Let's see. Let's get the ATIS.
0 at Niagara. Visibility 10. 7,500 scattered. 25,000 scattered. Temperature 27. 2.16. Altimeter 2974. Visual approach runway 32 left. 32 right in use. Bridge in vicinity of airport. Air carrier ramp uncontrolled. Pushback call not required. Advise on initial contact. You have information Zulu.
Zulu.
Aptly Airport ATIS information Zulu. 01520 Zulu. Ramp 300 at Niagara. Visibility 10. 7,500 scattered. 25.
Okay, we have Zulu. We'll call delivery on 19.9. And Omaha departure November, or clearance November 66 Lima X-ray with Zulu looking for IFR to Kansas City.
November 66 Lima X-ray, Omaha delivery cleared to Kansas City Airport via the Blush 3 departure. Radar vectors Lamini that is filed. Maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 120.1 squawk 1514.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray cleared is filed to Kansas City via the Bluff 3. Lamoni. Sorry. Climb to 5,000. Departures on 120.1. Squawk 1514. 1514. One mess.
66 Lima X-ray, it's the Bluff 3 departure, and then radar vectors Lamini, that's Lima,
Lamini.
Mike, November, and otherwise read that correct.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray, roger, radar vectors to Lamini. I didn't know how to pronounce it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem, bud. Read that correct, contact ground on 121.9er when ready to push.
Alright, ground point 9er, 6 Lima X-ray, thanks. 219. We don't need pushback. Clearance. We got the APU running. Master switches on, alternators on, nav lights are on, panel lights as required, APU is running. Fuels checked, circuit breakers checked, doors are closed and locked. Passenger briefing complete, parking brakes are on, rotating beacon is on, fuel pump is on. Throttles are idle, we're clear left and right, bleed air number 2, starter is engaged. Number 2's turning. N2's on the rise, ITT's on the rise, fuel pressure's on the rise. Introduce fuel, good ignition. Bleed air back to normal, star switch selected to ground. Got an aircraft coming in on final. Bleed air over to number 1. Number 1 starter engaged. Number 1's turning. N2's on the rise. ITT's on the rise. Fuel pressure's on the rise. Good ignition, number 1. Bleed air back to normal. Star switch selected to ground. Engines are stabilizing. Temps and pressures are looking good. We have our ATIS, which is Zulu. We have our clearance. Clock is set. Autopilot's off to pre-select 5,250 knots. Flight director's on. Altimeter's local setting. Gear selector's down. Lights are tested. The ice is on. Pitot heat's on. Flap set for takeoff. Trim set for takeoff. Cabin alert says required APU. We'll shut that down. Get in the airplane. Taxi clearance. Good evening, Omaha ground, November 66 Lima X-ray with information. Zulu at signature, ready for taxi.
66 Lima X-ray, runway 32 right, taxi via Lima.
32 right via Lima, 66 Lima X-ray. Three-two right via Lima. That's pretty easy. Keep the airport chart open, actually. All right. Before taxi, ATIS, we got clearance, delivery, clocks. Going, taxi lights are on.
Airplane on 49, person post is not dropping away, ready for taxi.
Parking brake is released.
49, runway 32 left, taxi via Delta, Alpha.
Left brake test.
Short of 36 at Delta.
Right brake test.
Runway 2 left, taxi via Delta, Alpha, holding for runway 36 and Delta, airport on.
We got a Cessna right here. Vertical speed reads 0. Airspeed indicator reads 0. Heading indicator turns properly on both sides. What's this guy's call sign? November 686 Delta Whiskey. We'll do a spoiler test. Spoilers are deployed, light illuminates, will retract, light extinguishes. Reversers, 2 unlocked, 2 in reverse, 2 stowed. Flight controls are free and correct. Engine instruments are checked at departure briefing.
Yeah, Delta 49, Omaha ground, cross runway 36, head.
We'll be departing runway 32 right, which is 8,500 feet long by 150 feet wide. We'll expect a standard departure with standard callouts. Sorry, I meant to say a normal departure with standard callouts. Any failure before VR, we abort and stay here. Any failure after VR, with the exception of fire, with a loss of directional control, will go airborne and return here to Omaha. We'll climb via radar vectors. Where am I going? Radar vectors to where? I need to pull up the departure briefing, or I mean the departure chart. Bluffs 3. To radar vectors to Lamoni. I don't know how to pronounce that. Lamoni 116.7. Let's tune that in. Before takeoff, nav radios are set, comm radios are set. What is departure frequency?
Contact tower now 132.1, so long.
Tower on 132.1 for 6 Lima X-ray, so long, thanks.
And Delta 49, contact tower 1.
Alright, tower and departures on 120.1. Okay, so comm radios are set. Transponder squawking normal, 1514 in the box. Altimeter is the local setting. Check that one more time. Pitot heat de-ice are on. Yaw damp is off. Star switches to continuous. Fuel pump on, flap set, trim set. Clock is running. Tower clearance.
Delta 49 Omaha Tower, and a 32 left, by the way, traffic crossing downfield.
32 left, around 49.
in Omaha Tower, November 66 Lima X-ray, we'll be rolling up to runway 32 right, we'll be ready to go.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, roger. Hold short, runway 32 right, one departure off the parallel.
Hold short, 32 right, 66 Lima X-ray. Alright, threshold, we'll check for landing aircraft. Taxi lights are off. And just landing lights and strobe lights.
Delta 49, wind 200 at 9, to right heading 360, runway 32 left, clear for takeoff.
32 left, clear for takeoff, definitely on.
There he is.
West wind 6 and X-ray, runway 12 right, or correction, runway 2 right, line up and wait.
Runway 32 right, line up and wait for 66 Lima X-ray. Landing lights and strobe lights.
Delta 49, that is the takeoff heading, Lieutenant 360 heading on departure.
Delta 49, affirm.
Check for landing aircraft. This is runway 32 right, and I see the aircraft lining up on 32 left. It looks like we'll be waiting for them. We'll stop. And we'll set the brakes. Delta jet. Next is the climb checklist.
We're gonna have to do the engine on after and get everything in order to get past the runway 32 right, we're ready to go.
Down to kilo pop on the tower right here, hold short runway 32 right.
Hold short 32 right, you're on 2 feet of power.
That Delta jet is going. Alright, engines are looking good. Temps and pressures are good. Everything's in the green. Trim is set for takeoff. Flaps are set. Good. Everything's good.
Less than 6 Max Airport, the 737 off the parallel on the downwind or in the upwind inside.
Yeah, 6 Lima X-ray. We have the traffic in sight.
Number 6 Lima X-ray, maintain visual separation from that traffic, fighting 320, runway 32 right, clear for takeoff.
Alright, fly heading of 320, 32 right. We're clear for takeoff, and we'll maintain visual separation from the 73 ahead, 6 Lima X-ray. Alright, engines coming up to 40%. Temperature pressures look good. Brakes are released. We'll advance to takeoff power.
Under 2 kilo papa, runway 32 right, on the going.
Takeoff power is set.
Filter 2 kilo papa.
Airspeed's alive, 2 times. Get that center line back. Overcorrecting. 80 knots. Cross check. We'll continue. B1. BR. Positive rate. Gear up. Gears in transit. .400 above the ground, flaps are coming up. Yaw damp is on. Stable climb up to 5 on the 320 heading. Auto throttle set. Gear up, lights out. I need to climb at it faster than that. Flaps are retracted and indicated. Yaw damp's on, autopilot's checked and set. Altimeter's local setting.
Number 6, the next search right heading 30, contact departure 133.32.
Alright, 320 on the heading, departure on 120.1 for 6 Lima X-ray. We're switching, so long.
Number 6, negative, right heading 360, contact departure on 133.32.
Okay, I copied the correction. We're going to fly a heading of 360 and contact departure on 133.32 for 6 Lima X-ray. Sorry.
No problem, have a good night. 2 kilo papa, wind 320, fly heading 320.
Good evening, Omaha. Departure November 66 Lima X-ray is with you level at 5,000 on a 360 heading.
Number 66 in the X-ray Omaha departure, radar contact, turn right heading 120, climb and maintain 15,000.
Alright, right turn 120 up to 15,000, 6 Lima X-ray. Move right there. That would have made passengers sick. That would have been that G-force like pushing you down in your seat feeling. That was not a very good transition for altitude change while turning. Definitely would have made passengers uncomfortable. Try to be aware of stuff like that. Alright, climbing through 5, we can kill that fuel pump.
Number 66 in the X-ray, contact Minneapolis Center 133.4, good night.
Minneapolis Center on 133.4 for 6 Lima X-ray, we're switching, good night. Good evening, Minneapolis Center, November 6 Lima X-ray with you climbing through 7,500 for 15,000 on an assigned 120 heading.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, Minneapolis Center, Roger, climb and maintain climb and maintain 15,000, cleared direct to Lamoni via water.
Climb maintain 15,000 direct to the Lamoni VOR for 6 Lima X-ray.
5681 Golf, maintain 250 knots, I'll slow for you in a bit. 250 knots, 81 Golf. Southwest 055, maintain 230 knots if I haven't assigned that already. November 5681 Golf, descend and maintain 4,000. 4,000, 81 Golf.
We have descending to the 2478 with you climbing past 529 for 360.
Delta 2478, Minneapolis Center, good evening.
Alright, passing 10, landing lights are out. Star switches are selected to flight, and I'm going to accelerate
Delta
manually.
334, cleared direct, ADM. Delta 434, cleared direct, ADM.
Alright, as we're not going to be going above transition altitude for this flight, I'll maintain checking the local setting. Next will be the cruise checklist. I need to pull up Kansas City's charts. KMCO, I mean not O, that's Orlando, KMCI, that's Kansas City. There we go. Arriving, I have to check my flight plan again.
5681 Golf, maintain 230 knots, thanks.
RBA 4,
238, 1 Golf.
Robinson 4.
No problem. Don't worry about it. The faster the better, actually, so that kind of worked out good in my favor.
Omaha VOR 116.3,
Alright then.
which is the bottom.
Southwest 055, maintain 210 knots.
Nav 2, which is 4.5 miles away.
Delta 1228, maintain 210 knots, turn right, heading 180, back to the final approach course, descend and maintain 7,000.
7,182 chemical speeds of 12 points.
Yeah, Center Gaming, you want to take your compass 5,000 to 15,367, I'm sorry, 030, Or 2 Kilo Papa, Minneapolis Center, Roger, standby.
That seems like a good leveling off at 15. Altimeter's the local setting.
Anyone Golf, would you like us to go direct Zesty now? Or 5681 Golf, that one's clear direct Zesty.
Robinson VR will be 102.
I 1-2 right approach. And maintain 1, or actually maintain 210 off now. Okay, we'll maintain 210, clear Iowa, or, yeah, clear Iowa at 1-2 right approach, and we're down at 4,000, 81 Golf, thank you. Delta 1228, turn right heading 1, or correction, turn right heading 210. 210 on the heading, Delta 1228. Southwest 055, descend and maintain 5,000.
Over 5,000.
Or 2 Kilo Papa, Roger, calling and maintain flight level 410, and clear direct to Fort Dodge VOR.
You can hear that?
Or 2 Kilo Papa, calling and maintain flight level 410, clear direct Fort Dodge VOR.
We record that and 410 now, 2 Kilo Papa.
Southwest 9014, leaving the airspace to the south, Chicago Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Delta 1228, descend and maintain 5,000.
5 grand, 1228.
Delta 1228, turn. Delta 1228, turn 10 degrees to the right.
10 right, 1228.
Delta 055, descend and maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000.
Southwest 2117, maintain 210 knots. 210 knots for Southwest 2117. Southwest 055, turn right, heading 030.
Right 3, red heading 030.
5681 Golf, maintain 170 knots to Kins. 170 to Kins, 81 Golf. Delta 1228, turn left heading 190, and descend and maintain 5,000.
190, 5,000, Delta 1228.
Alright, nav 2 are tuned in. Robinson VR, which is next.
Able to go direct for that.
Sorry, say again?
And that is Robinson VR identified.
For some reason,
That is
does want to go and throw some see. We get
Delta 055. Delta 055, flying 010 now, please.
10. Hotel 055.
Delta 055, reduce the final approach speed and traffic, 12 o'clock, 4,000. And, see, southeastbound down the ILS.
Roger, we use the that speed.
Delta 055, you got that traffic in sight? Delta 055, turn right, 090, and step runway 12 right, localizer.
Okay, 090, and then I've got traffic to my left.
Delta 055, maintain visual separation from that traffic. Delta 1228, turn left heading 150, intercept runway 12 right, localizer.
150 and a couple localizers for 12 right, 1228.
R5681 Golf, clear requesting contact tower 126.7. 26.7, we'll keep the speed up for you, set for 81 Golf.
Yeah, go turn around 2 Kilo Papa.
2 Kilo Papa, good.
2 Kilo Papa, unable to go direct to Fort Dodge.
2 Kilo Papa, Roger. Clear out to Rock if you can, and call and maintain potable 270.
Yeah, we can do that. Direct correct 270 now to the 2 Kilo Papa, thank you.
Roger. Delta 055, 1 mile from ZT, clear ILS on our 12 right approach, and maintain 170 off the Kansas.
Good Alice approach, 181 to the right, maintain 170 now.
Delta 1228, to the 5 miles from Wade, clear ILS on our 12 right approach, maintain 210 knots.
210.5, Fort Alice, 12 right, plus 28.
Southwest 055, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Switch over the tower, so long.
Correction, Southwest 2117, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000 for Southwest 2117. Minneapolis at Southwest 914, request 5 to 340.
The aircraft looking for climb, say the call sign again?
Southwest 914.
Roger, stand by. Delta 1220, maintain 190 knots.
190 and speed, 1228.
Southwest 2117, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000 for Southwest 2117.
Southwest 9014, I believe you gave your frequency change. I like it though. Frequency change approved.
Oh, sorry about that. It's a pretty bad uniform.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm just waiting for Minneapolis to hand me off, because I'll be entering Kansas City Center airspace in any minute. Just crossed Hildy, going to the Robinson VOR, which is the NAV2, 26 miles away.
Roger,
nautical miles.
2117, turn right heading 040.
Turn right 040 for Southwest 117.
Delta 1220, maintain 170 knots to Kins, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
170 to Kins, 126.7, so 28.
66 Lima X-ray, leaving airspace to the south, Kansas City Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray, we're switching. Thanks a lot. Good night. Alright, so that'll be the end of air traffic control service. So now we have to determine everything for ourselves. Kansas City, I saw there were a few aircraft inbound to it, so I don't know if we'll encounter any of them. There's no ATIS to pick up, but I'm going to get the METAR. METAR, METARKMCI. METAR request sent. Wind is 170 at 5 knots, 10 statute miles. There are thunderstorms in the vicinity, broken at 5,000. Temperature 24, dew point 21, altimeter 2977. There's a remark about lightning. I don't know if we'll encounter this weather. That front is moving ahead of us. It might have crossed the airport right when we were departing. So by the time we get there, hopefully that line of thunderstorms will have moved on. I am seeing some clouds start to build up as we work our way closer to the airport. With the winds, we'll see. 1705 will land south on runway 19 right. We'll program that in. ILS 19 right. Vectors load. We have to cross Peggy at 12,000. So we'll just start that descent now, down to 12. Let's get the ILS for runway 19 right. The frequency is 109.1. Approach course is 191. So we'll turn this to the south to point at 191 on the course. 191, check. Kansas City VOR is 113.25. I'll put that in the standby of number 2. The crossing altitude. Let's see if I select the approach 19 right. St. Joseph. Let's load that. Oh, it doesn't work. Alright, we have to start slowing down. Select approach, 19 right, vectors load. Okay, so we're gonna land 19 right. Crossing altitude is 3,000. Minimums are 200. Missed approach is a climb to 2,000, then a climbing right turn to 4,000 on a heading of 240, and the Kansas City Vortac radial 223 to Rugby intersection, 25 DME and hold. Alright, we have the weather. I am seeing some cloud buildup. I don't know if there's much turbulence. Seems pretty smooth. We're gonna have to vector ourselves. Kansas City VOR active in number 2, and we're 38.5 miles from them. Which puts us about 38.5 miles from the airport. I just want to brief where, after landing, where on the airport we park. We're going back to the signature ramp, which will just be a exit the runway to the right, or correction, to the left, and taxi back on Bravo, which is the outside taxiway. Descend down to 6,000 and slow to 250 knots as we go below 10. That missed approach ready. Alright, checklist. Passenger briefings complete. Cabin alerts as required. Altimeters the local setting. Nav instruments are checked and set. Flight instruments are checked. At or below 10, we'll put the landing lights on. We're about to descend through 10 now. Star switches are set to continuous. Marker beacon, we'll turn that on. ATIS, we got the METAR, that's the best I can do. Primary nav aid set, glide slope, crossing altitude reviewed. Decision height is reviewed. Missed approach was reviewed. Final approach chart review is complete. Before landing, we'll turn the fuel pump on. Landing and taxi lights are on. Altimeter is the local setting. Spoilers armed, flaps is required. And we are below 10. We're slowed to 200. We're doing about 260 knots, so we need to slow a little more down. Slow to 220. Actually, we'll slow to 210. I want to be able to see the glide or the localizer if it's alive yet. I think it is. Look around, make sure there's no other aircraft in the area, and then make an announcement on Unicom 122.8. Let Kansas City traffic know I'm inbound. KMCI traffic inbound. ILS runway 19 right. We are about 21 nautical miles out. And that's how you let people know where you are when there's no air traffic control on. You treat it like a Unicom and you just make position reports. Not position reports like when you're crossing the ocean, just, you know, oh, I didn't say my altitude, but that's alright. Alright, the localizer's alive, the glide slope is alive. I happen to be below it, which is good. Doogie. Where's Doogie on this chart? Don't see that one. So go down to 5,000. Another couple knots and I can put the first flaps out. Airport should be over here to our right. I don't see it yet. Oh, I see the lights now. Not seeing any precipitation. It's not too turbulent. Alright, speed checks 10 degrees. Alright, let's see if I can track this localizer in. Hopefully going to intercept the localizer in about 1.2 miles. Nope, localizer is captured. Nice. Didn't touch it. Localizer is captured. I'll announce that we are on final. Okay, MCI traffic. Final. Runway 19 right. We are 13 nautical miles. Actually, I'll just put 13 nautical mile final. Runway 19 right. Alright, that'll be my last call. There doesn't seem to be anybody else out here. I'm all by myself. Do a look around. No other traffic. Slow to approach speeds. Oh, there's one other aircraft here, which means I might have to make another announcement. Alright, we're on a 10-mile final. Speed checks, gear down. Gear down selected. Gears in transit. Gears down, 3 green. Speed checks, flap to 20. Southwest aircraft. Outer marker. And just the autopilot, auto throttle, and flight director to go, and yaw dampener. Alright. It's a little turbulent, not too bad. We'll let the autopilot keep working. We're right on the low glider and the glide slope. Turn the yaw damp off, flight director's off, autopilot's done. I'm going to visually land it, auto throttles are done. A little right of center line. Get back over there. As soon as I turned off the autopilot, I started drifting to the right. Now we're right on the glide slope. We're recapturing the localizer. I mean, we never not captured it, but I mean, just getting on center line. Bring the speed down a little. We're ref plus 20. Ref plus 10. Alright, ref plus 7. Sync at 7. Ref plus 4, sync at 8. Ref plus 4, sync at 6. A little below the glide slope. Ref, sync at 5. Ref plus 1, sync at 6. Minimums. Landing. Touchdown. Spoilers deployed. Reversers are out. 100 knots. $80 knots. 60 knots. Reverser stowed. I can catch this taxiway. Alright, we're clear to the left. Spoilers are retracted. Flaps are coming up. Our switches are off. Pump is off. Strobe lights and taxi lights are off. Strobe lights and landing lights are off. Taxi lights are on. We're clear. Pitot heat and de-ice is off. I'll make my announcement that I'm clear. Just because there is somebody else here. KMCI traffic. Clear runway 19 right. Alright. Spoilers retract, flaps are retracted, landing lights are off, strobe lights are off, marker beacon is off, fuel pump's off, de-ice is off, pitot heat's off, and APU we are not going to turn on because this is our final shutdown. We're going to taxi in. I need to be on the Bravo taxiway. Oh, did I rip the piece of paper here? I'm going to transfer over here to Bravo. Whoa, leaning a lot. Southwest jet's down there at the end of the runway. Take a look at the outside of the airplane. Let's see, where are we going? This is Bravo 2. Next one is signature. Alright, well that was an enjoyable Saturday night, this June 15th play ball event hosted by Minneapolis RTAC. With Omaha as the featured airport, we flew back to Kansas City. Unfortunately, Kansas City wasn't online for us either time or at all tonight. Would have been cool if they were. It's very kind of rare to fly events and not have ATC the entire way, unless you're flying from somewhere that's outside of the event area, which is kind of what I did. I guess I should have ultimately chosen to fly, well, I'm going to have a collision with the vehicle. To fly out of Minneapolis. That probably would have guaranteed me ATC. Oh, the Southwest jet's taking off. There he goes. I see him. Where is he? I lost him. He's climbing. There he is. Alright, let's continue into the ramp for shutdown. As I was saying, if I should have gone to Minneapolis, I would have probably had ATC the entire way, but such is my choices. As I move into the non-movement area, I will squawk standby. Oh, I have another collision with the vehicle. Close. Taxi lights are off. And I will just come over here, back to where we started from. And stop. Parking brake is set. Fuel cutoff 1 and 2. The beacon's off. Well, that'll conclude it. Thanks for coming along. Hope you like and subscribe. Until next time, happy landings. Parking brake set. Taxi lights off. Fuel cutoff 1 and 2. Camera lights are off. Rotating beacons off. Transponder is standby. Nav lights are off. APU is off. GPS is off. Alternator master's off. Avionics master's off. And master battery's off.